33 years old, making his second attempt to reach 100 wins in his career. Lifetime, he is 99 and 84. The last Dodger pitcher to reach his 100th win in a Dodger uniform was 3 years ago when Derek Lowe did it in his final start. And there are a couple of Dodgers who are very close. Jeff Weaver has 99 and Vicente Padilla has 95. For Randy Wolf, of course, he probably, with a little bit of luck, would have long gone by number 100. But as you may know in following the ball club, he has 14 no decisions. So Randy looking for a decision and hoping that it will be a W against the Padres, who beat him earlier this year. He lost back on the 7th of April in San Diego, going 5 1/3 innings and allowing 4 earned runs. So Randy getting ready now for the Padres. They are 2 games under 500 against left-hand starters, but they've been playing exceptionally well. Padres have won 4 straight, 8 of the last 10, and since the 28th of July, Bud Back's Pub has won 22 while losing only 14. So Everett Cabrera, the shortstop, who has brought a lot of life to the infield, hitting .263, checks in at the plate. And Randy Wolf ready, and the first pitch of the night is flipped a little high. Ball 1, 1-0. So Cabrera, who has stolen 20 bases, if he gets on base, he is a headache. The 1-0 pitch on the way to Everett, and that's in for a strike. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. So Cabrera leads off, and we have cooled off considerably. Temperature tonight 76 degrees. The next pitch, as Cabrera shows bunt, and it's high, ball 2, 2-1. Cabrera in the low minors a couple of years ago in Asheville, he stole 73 bases. He's only 22. He'll be 23 the middle of November, and he's from Nicaragua. Now the 2-1 pitch on the way, and it's swung on, ground ball to the left of a diving for call. It's in the gap in left center, and he will hold on as Matt Kemp makes a good pick and guns it back into the infield. So Everett Cabrera opens up with a line drive single by the diving for call. Dodgers with the leather, Pierre, Kemp, and Evier, with Belliard for call, Hudson and Loney, and the battery of Martin and Wolf. So a leadoff single by a guy who was a definite stolen base threat. And with Cabrera at first, checking in now is the veteran David Eckstein. 2 reasons why the Padres are doing a lot better than they were at the start of the year, breaking ball in too tight, ball 1 to Eckstein, would be the defensive brilliance of Kuzminoff at third and Eckstein at second. David Eckstein this year, and here we are, September the 5th, Eckstein has made 1 error this year. 1. Throw to first, and Cabrera back on the bag. And for Kuzminoff at third, he's only made 3 errors. So they're the top 2 fielding defensive players involved in the game. Eckstein batting .269, 1 home run, 45 runs batted in. Another throw, Cabrera jumps back on the bag. Cabrera is listed at 5'8". Eckstein is listed at 5'6". So no rest for the weary if you're a pitcher trying to throw strikes. There's not much of a strike zone. There goes Cabrera. The pitch is low. The throw is late. So Cabrera steals his 21st. Got a pretty good jump on Wolf. Cabrera has now stolen 21 out of 25. It was a straight steal. He was heading on without looking back at all. Orlando trying to make a good tag, swinging the ball between his legs to get him, but it was not in time. So Cabrera at second, nobody out. 2 balls and no strikes the count to David Eckstein. Eckstein is definitely a contact hitter. Meanwhile, Orlando Hudson is watching Jim Joyce. I wonder if Joyce hurt himself. That's what it is. Jim hurt himself and trying to get into position. Now he said, "I'm okay, let's go." The umpires are tough. We saw Paul Emily the other night. Watch the left leg. As Joyce stretches, you can see his left foot slipped. He was still in perfect position to make the call. Eckstein bunts up along third, charging Belliard, picks it with the glove, throws, got him on a bang play, and over to third goes Cabrera. So Ronnie Belliard, charging that bunt, opted to go with the glove. Normally on a play like that, you see the third baseman make a bare hand pick and throw, but he gloved it, then straightened up, and he was able to nip Eckstein with a good throw. On the sacrifice, Cabrera takes third. Now you have Adrian Gonzalez and Kevin Kuzminov coming up. In looking at the past to find out about what we might see, Adrian has done well against Randy Wolf. He's hitting .357 against him. Infield back. Gonzalez 34 home runs, takes a hook off the plate, ball one. 79 runs batted in. Adrian, without a doubt, he is the big gun for the Padres. Pretty much as he goes, so goes the club. He's had 3 home series where he's hit 30 home runs each year. Fouls a pitch away, and with 34 right now, he's just picked up where he left off. Adrian Gonzalez is a big star in San Diego, and he is a local boy who was born in San Diego, spent part of his childhood in Tijuana, and now lives in Phoenix. 1-1 pitch is a little high, ball 2-2-1. So Randy Wolf with a runner at third, 1 out. 2-1 to count to Adrian Gonzalez. Kevin Kuzminov on deck is hitting .308 against Randy, and there is the dreaded beach ball in center field. So Matt Kemp has to go out and get it, throw it over the fence before we can pick up and continue. 2-1 to Adrian Gonzalez. Only 27, 6'2" and 220. Originally signed by the Florida Marlins, a first-round pick. Played briefly with the Rangers, and he's been with the Padres. This would be his 4th year with them. So Adrian back up and waiting, 6'2", 220, and the 2-1 pitch on the way. Gonzalez fouls it back, 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and a 2-2 count. Gonzalez last year had 18 intentional walks. This year he has 20. Last year he had 13 more home runs than any other Padre player. So far this year he has 18 more. So if you stop him, you slow down their offense. 2-2 pitch to Adrian Gonzalez is just on the corner. Fastball, strike 3 call. So Adrian had a chance last night to produce and couldn't do it. Went 0 for 4. Now he has a look at strike 3 to leave Cabrera at third. 2 down in the first inning, no score, and the batter is Kevin Kuzminov. So a very frustrated Adrian Gonzalez to let that opportunity slip against a pie he normally hits. So here's Kuzminov, big right-hand hitting third baseman. Slow curveball that stays up, ball 1. 1-0 to Kevin. Kuzminov 16 home runs, 79 runs batted in, and the 1-0 pitch is a curveball hit up the middle for a base hit. So he started him with an off-speed pitch, came back with a 65-mile-an-hour curveball, and Kuzminov singles to pick up the run. So the Padres are on the board, leading 1-0, and the batter will be Chase Headley. So one slow curveball too many, and Cabrera, who singled and stole second, scores the 80th run batted in for Kevin Kuzminov. And the batter now, Chase Headley, who fouls it away off to the right. 0-1 to count. Headley is a switch hitter. Overall batting average just .256. Hitting right-handed, hitting only .236. Most of his power as a left-hand batter. 0-1 to Chase. 1-0 San Diego in the first inning. Now Randy deals and runs it low and inside. A slider just below the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike. So Wolf gives up the single to Cabrera, who promptly steals second. Eckstein bunts him over to third, and he gets Gonzalez only to throw that 65-mile-an-hour curveball and get nailed with it. The 1-1 pitch, fastball in there for a strike. 1-2 the count to Headley. Randy disappointed his last time trying to win his 100th. 1-2 the count. This is the 15th meeting between the two clubs. The Dodgers have won 9. Fastball sprayed foul upstairs off to the right. Count remains 1-2 to Headley. Chase is out of Colorado, but he went to school at the University of Tennessee. That's where he lives, in Knoxville. He was an academic All-American in high school and very much of an athlete. Played just about every sport you can think of. Baseball, basketball, football. Chase well put together, 6'2", 230 and 25. The 1-2 pitch on the way, and that's taken high. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. So Randy struggling a bit here in the first inning. He's made 19 pitches. Of course, Clayton Kershaw made 27 last night. Breaking ball fouled away. Another slider that ate him up on the hands. And Headley is still there. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Waiting his turn on deck would be Oscar Salazar, the right fielder. Headley, since July 31st, has been hitting 300 and 297 since the All-Star break. Now the 2-2 pitch, fastball lifted to right center. Kemp has the play. Ethier's racing over, but it is Kemp making the catch. Kemp looks back at Ethier and in wonder, because Matt called immediately, but Ethier came over. Maybe he thought Kemp had lost the ball in that purple sky. It's 1-0 San Diego.
I am about to present the Dodgers Code of Conduct. Pay attention. Do not interfere with balls in play. You have enough problems. Do not go on the field. Please, don't go on the field. I got enough watching the players. I don't have to deal with you. Do not throw objects onto the field. And by the way, those beach balls. Why would you bring a beach ball to a baseball game? Come on. Keep Dodger Stadium clean. It's already the cleanest stadium in the world. Keep it cleaner. Keep your cell phone's conversation private, unless you criticize the umpires. Watch your language. There are children here. Respect other fans. Be kind. Not like the old days in Brooklyn. Drink responsibly, please. That really is a mess when you do something. Don't get inebriated. If anyone is affecting your enjoyment of this game and this event, call the Dodgers hotline immediately. Why am I so excited?
Bottom of the first inning, the Padres get a run just as they did last night. And now in the bottom of the first inning, the Dodgers trying to go to the whip. For the Dodgers, here's their lineup tonight, and it begins with Rafael Furcal at short. Juan Pierre is in left field instead of Manny Ramirez, followed by Andre Ethier and Matt Kemp. James Loney at first. Ronnie Belliard will give Casey Blake a rest at third. Russell Martin behind the plate. Orlando Hudson at second, batting eighth, and Randy Wolf on the mound. On the mound for the Padres, a wunderkind. He is 21 years old. His name is Matt Latos, L-A-T-O-S. Born in Alexandria, Virginia, lives in Margate, Florida. Padres picked him 3 years ago, and boy, he was really on the move. In fact, he has been with several teams this year, and the fastball for call is high, ball 1. Latos this year has pitched at Fort Wayne, San Antonio, back to Fort Wayne, back to San Antonio, and back to the Padres. Furcal fouls it away. 1-1. Jim Joyce, who hurt himself on that play at second base, left ankle or left knee, but something to do with the left leg, right there as the foot slipped on him, and Jim had to leave. So we'll work with 3 umpires at least for a while. Furcal takes off the play, ball 2, 2-1. Rafael hitting .253, 7 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Latos works in a hurry, comes back with a fastball, and that's drilled into right center. Base hit. Gwynn over to cut it off and does a great job to hold Rafael to a long single. Boy, that'd make Daddy happy. Tony Gwynn coming up with a big play to hold Furcal. That had double all over it. A fastball down, and Rafael jumped at it. That's the thing about Latos. He's got to have his other pitches working, from what I understand, that although he'll hit 96 on the gun, his fastball is straight as an arrow. So we understand. He has a good slider and a curve, but he's got to get him over, and a straight change. So here now is Juan Pierre looking at ball 1. Pierre batting .323, 28 runs batted in, making a rare start. Latos' last start was Sunday in Florida, and the Padres thought about shutting him down because of his workload this season. Comes over the top, high fastball, so timeout. 2 balls and no strikes as Matt Latos struggles a bit. Kevin Towers, the general manager, thought that they would shut Latos down, and then we understand Bud Black appealed to Towers, give the kid one more start. He's 4-4. The 2-0 pitch on the way. Young right-handed deals, and it's low again, so he's struggling. 3-0. Now in his start against the Marlins, and the Padres certainly felt, Towers and Black, that he threw well against Florida. Didn't allow anything the first 3 innings, and then the wheels came off his wagon in the 4th. 3-0 pitch on the way to Pierre is taken for ball 4, and young Matt is in a lot of trouble now with Ethier, Kemp, and Loney coming up. So Black wanted to give the kid one more chance, and we will see. You know, the Padre pitching has been excellent of late. They have not allowed a run in the last 20 innings. They've had back-to-back shutouts, and the bullpen has allowed just 1 run in the last 6 games. So here's Ethier hitting .283, 27 home runs, 88 runs batted in. Dodgers with Furcal at second, Pierre at first, nobody out. 1-0 San Diego. Latos, a high set up around the collarbone, and whips the first pitch over the top, swung on and missed, and the count 0-1. Not to remind the Dodgers, but just to point it out, the Dodgers have Furcal in scoring position right now. Last night, with runners in scoring position, the Dodgers were 0 for 11. Now the strike 1 pitch to Andre Ethier. A very deliberate Latos takes too much time, and time is called at the plate. One of the problems the Dodgers have had throughout the homestand, not that they're not getting people on base. They got plenty against Arizona, but they are 5 for 37 with runners in scoring position. So Ethier waiting 0-1. Latos set, ready, delivers, and this one is in the dirt. Nice save by Hundley. 1 ball and 1 strike. Matt Latos is 6'6", 210 pounds. He won't be 22 until the middle of December. They drafted him out of Broward Community College. He's a Floridian. He was at Miami when Florida Marlins played their first game. The 1-1 pitch way outside. Ball 2, 2-1. On deck, Matt Kemp. So the Padres lead 1-0, but it's not going to last long unless Latos starts throwing strikes. He went to Coconut Creek High, committed to the University of Oklahoma, then backed off and went for Broward Community College. Matt ready, and the 2-1 pitch on the way inside, ball 3. So at least here in the first inning, he is really struggling. Furcal singled, Pierre walked on 4, and he's behind 3-1 to Andre Ethier with Matt Kemp on deck. 3-1 the count. Latos desperate for a strike. And young Matt's 3-1 pitch to Andre Ethier, swung on, ground ball to Gonzalez, down to second for 1. The return throw not in time, Latos covering. So Rafael Furcal advances to third. Juan Pierre is erased at second, and the batter will be Matt Kemp with runners at first and third and 1 out. Gonzalez giving Cabrera a good ball to handle. He got it back to Latos, but not in time. So 1-0 in favor of San Diego. The Dodgers have the tying run 90 feet away. And here's Matt Kemp hitting .311, 23 home runs, 87 runs batted in. Kemp, as we mentioned last night, is very close to being the 4th different Dodger to have 25 home runs and at least 25 stolen bases. Latos ready, Matt delivers, and the pitch a strike. 0-1 for Kemp. With his 23 home runs, he has 29 stolen bases, so he's 2 home runs away from joining Davey Lopes in 1979, Kirk Gibson in '88, Mondesi 3 times. Here's the strike 1 pitch on the way, swung on and missed. 0-2. Raul Mondesi did it in 1995, 97, and 99. So that's close. 0-2 the count. Latos strikeout to walk is 2-1. Matt with 1 T, although his full name is Matthew, but he goes with 1 T. The strike 2 pitch on the way. Latos instead throws to first. Ethier back on the bag. Latos in his 10th game does not have a wild pitch. He was rated the 3rd best prospect in the Padres organization before 2008. Now he's rated the 2nd best, and here he is. Strike 2 pitch. Kemp shatters his bat. Slow ground ball to Kuzminov. Throws to first for the out. The tying run scores. Kuzminov might be thinking, maybe, that on that broken bat, he would have had a play on Furcal. But here in the first inning, he opted to get the out. So Kemp shatters his bat, grounds to third. Furcal will bring in the run. You can see Furcal digging. Kemp out at first easily, and Kuzminov never even looked at Furcal, so I guess he never thought about going to the plate. So Furcal brings it in, and the Dodgers have tied it up 1-1. Matt Kemp picking up a run batted in. For Matt now he has 88. So 1-1. Ethier at second base, and here's James Loney. 9 home runs, 75 runs batted in, hitting .273. Latos out of a stretch. Matt's fastball is promptly rifled. A one-hopper to right field. They are waving in Ethier. Good throw. He is safe on a great slide. James Loney got a first pitch fastball, banged it to Salazar on a hop. Oscar's throw was up the line, and a wise move by Ethier, sliding just with his extended left arm and hand to touch the plate, so he didn't give Hundley anything to tag. And the Dodgers take a 2-1 lead. So Latos This is going to be his last start. They want it to be a good one, and the Dodgers are going to try to prevent that. And the batter is Rafael Belliard. Ronnie Belliard takes the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1. Belliard playing second base and third base. Last night playing second, resting Orlando. Now resting Casey. The strike one pitch on the way. That's up. 1 ball and 1 strike. So in the inning, for call single to center and Pierre walks, Ethier hit into a force play. First and third, Kemp broke his bat, and that got for call home. And Loney single to right, picked up Ethier. The 1-1 pitch to Ronnie is swung on and fouled back, and the count 1-2. Belliard, since he put on the Dodger uniform, is 5 for 15 with 4 RBIs in just 5 games. By the way, if you look down at the field, you will see we have 4 umpires again. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Ronnie Belliard, and that's poked foul out of play. Jim Joyce, who had his left foot slide out from under him, had his foot treated, and Jim is now at third base. Bill Miller, who was at third, moves to second. So that way it cuts down the territory that Jim Joyce needs to cover. Yeah, that left foot really had to hurt. 1-2 the count to Ronnie Belliard. Here comes a fastball swung on and missed. It was 97 miles an hour, but he was having trouble establishing anything else. And at the end of an inning, Dodgers 2, Padres 1.
Right field, number 14, Oscar Salazar.
Dodgers get 2 in the bottom of the first inning, and we move on with the Dodgers leading 2-1. It'll be Oscar Salazar, followed by Nick Hundley, and then Tony Gwynn against left-hander Randy Wolf. Well, it's always fun to see a young player and really feel that you know he's going to be a good one. Salazar doesn't hang around. First pitch grounded for call, and he's gone. 1 pitch, 1 away. 2 years ago in 2007, the Rockies had a left-hander, and boy, we thought he was really going to be something. But last year he kind of disappeared from the scene, and he disappeared again earlier this year. And then recently, the Rockies brought him up from the minor leagues. Then they lost Houston Street as their closer, and they're using that young pitcher now, and he's getting the job done. His name is Franklin Morales, and boy, he can pitch. So here's Nick Hundley with 1 out, and Morales came in and got the save tonight. The pitch in for a strike. Giants won earlier 3-2 over the Brewers. Matt Cain got the win. Brian Wilson the save. And for the Rockies, they just beat the D-backs 4-1. Contreras the win, and Franklin Morales another save. Slow curveball missing to Hundley. 1 ball and 1 strike. Seth Smith having a big series against the D-backs, and he hit a home run tonight, his 13th. No pressure on the Dodgers as the challengers have won. 1-1 off-speed pitch, but he misses with a 64-mile-an-hour curve. 2-1 the count. Well, the game now is to follow Jim Joyce. Apparently Jim wants to finish what he started, because now he's back out at second base. So it's Cousins, Estabrook, Joyce, and Miller. 2-1 pitch on the way, foul back. 2-2 the count to Nick Hundley. Nick's dad very busy today, and is still busy. Nick's father, Tim, is the assistant football coach at UCLA. He's the secondary coach, and the Bruins are playing San Diego State. The next one to Nick, fouled away off to the right. That carries upstairs. 2-2 the count to the young catcher. On deck, Tony Gwynn. Dodgers 2, Padres 1, second inning. You have the veteran Randy Wolf and the rookie Matt Latos. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way to Nick, and that's inside, almost hitting, ball 3. By the way, in case you wonder, UCLA is breezing 33-14. SC had an easy time this afternoon. 3-2 the count to Nick Hundley. Wolf turns on the rubber. The left-hander deals. Fastball fouled away. So Randy's fastball is 90. The pitch that struck out Ronnie Belliard was a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. So the velocity of youth and the canniness of the veteran left-hander. Randy looks down the barrel to get a sign from Martin, and the 3-2 pitch to Nick Hundley, swung on and missed. Down he goes. Second strikeout for Randy Wolf as Hundley makes the long walk back to the dugout, and young Tony Gwynn coming up. Tony Gwynn, left-hand hitter, batting .265 with a home run, 14 runs batted in. Wolf into the windup and the first pitch, and that's in for a strike, and the count 0-1. He and Will Venable have been making some wonderful defensive plays in the outfield for the Padres. Strike one pitch on the way, and that's off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tony made a very good play on the ball hit by Rafael Furcal in the first inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way. Randy delivers, and it's fouled off. 1-2 to count. So Randy Wolf gave up a run in the first inning. His mates came back to get 2, and now working with 2 down, bases empty, a 1-2 count to Tony Gwynn. Wolf delivers, slow curveball, a soft line drive caught by Belliard. Belliard was ready to throw the ball around the infield. He forgot how many outs there were. So the Padres go 1-2-3, and at the end of an inning and a half, 2-1 Dodgers. Martin, Orlando Hudson, and Randy Wolf against the young right-hander, 21-year-old Matt Latos. Martin batting .256, 4 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Dodgers 2 runs, 2 hits. Padres 1 run, 2 hits. And Latos ready to go to work. Matt looks down, turns on the rubber, and the big right-hander's fastball is a little low. Ball 1, 1-0. That's his problem. If he can't get out in front, then that fastball, which they tell me is pretty straight, and he becomes pretty vulnerable. The 1-0 pitch on the way, back with another pitch, and he's behind again now with the slider. 2 balls and no strikes. During spring training this year, Chris Young, the 6'10" right-hander, talked to Matt Latos, befriended him, tried to help him along. Fastball strike, and the count 2-1. And one piece of advice that Chris Young gave Matt Latos was the same bit of advice that Greg Maddux had given Chris Young. Here's the 2-1 pitch, and Young gets the Latos gets a strike, 2-2. Anyway, what Young said to Latos was, don't sacrifice stuff for location. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way, and it's in the dirt, blocked by Nick Hundley. 3-2 the count. For Latos, he started the season in extended spring training. He had a sprained ankle in April. A year ago, from April to August, he had a bad shoulder. 3-2 pitch to Martin is swung on and popped up, and I mean up. Now it's a question of Hundley to the screen. At the screen, can't make the play. It's on the other side. So Nick Hundley ran out of real estate, and it's still 3-2 the count to Russell Martin. Bottom of the second inning, game 2 of the 3-game series. 5 o'clock game tomorrow night. Tim Stauffer and Hiroki Kuroda. Be great to see him coming back. The 3-2 pitch on the way, and the right-hander delivers very high. Ball 4. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's meaningless when it's ball 4.
Orlando Hudson.
So he has walked 2. He's given up 2 hits, 2 runs, struck out 1. Bud Black, who has a lot of patience. In fact, when you look at the Padre ball club, back in April, they're about as bad a team as you've seen in the National League in quite a while. But Black, Kevin Towers exercising good judgment, great patience, and they're a pretty good ball club now, reflected in the fact that they are 22-14 since the 28th of July. They've won 4 straight, 8 of the last 10. So here's Orlando Hudson, and he looks at a strike, and the count 0-1. Hudson batting .291. He has 9 home runs, 58 runs batted in, and is certainly well rested now that Ronnie Belliard has joined the ball club. Hudson off the last 2 games, hitting left-handed. Latos ready, and the strike 1 pitch is a pitch out, no action, and that is a very tough gamble. To pitch out with a youngster who is obviously struggling with his control, and the base runner, Russell Martin, has not been doing a lot of running at all. 9 out of 15. So 1 ball and 1 strike. Latos straightens up. There's a lot to straighten up at 6-6. And his 1-1 pitch fouled at the plate. Orlando got that on the right foot, so timeout. 1-2 the count. Hudson has had some big games. In fact, he's had 39 multi-hit games. Matt Kemp has 45, and Ethier 43. But Hudson probably needed a rest because he started 124 of the first 135. The 1-2 pitch, throw to first. Martin jumps back on the bag. Dodgers 2, Padres 1, second inning. The Giants and the Rockies each won tough games. Giants won 3-2. Rockies won 4-1. Hudson bent at the knees and waist, pendulum style, pumping the back. Time called a balk, obviously, and it was called by Mike Estabrook. So Latos made a move, then stopped. That would be his first. Standing on the rubber, leaned in, and then suddenly, when he leaned and broke his delivery, right here, looks back at second now, works the plate, and he is inside to Hudson, and they count 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Latos acting like a lot of 21-year-olds, although when you look at Clayton Kershaw, you would figure he is far more advanced at the same age. Martin at second, nobody out, 2-1 Dodgers. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Latos set, delivers, fastball, a hopper to third. Kuzman off, the best fielding third baseman in the league, throws him out. And with the ball hit ahead of him, Martin has nowhere to go. So 1 out, and the batter now will be Randy Wolf. Randy Wolf, as you may know, is a very good hitting pitcher. Randy is 6 for 15 in his last 6 games, and that counts for 2 doubles, a home run, 5 RBIs. He has 11 RBIs and 1 home run this year. Don Drysdale one year had 19 runs batted in. That was back in 1965 on a championship ball club. Latos looks back at Martin, now to Wolf, way off the plate, ball 1, 1-0. Back in 1990, Fernando Valenzuela had 11 RBIs. So there have been some pretty good hitting pitchers. Maybe one of the all-time Dodger hitting pitchers, Don Newcomb. The 1-0 pitch on the way, and that's a strike, and they count 1 ball and 1 strike. So Latos waking. 1-1 the count. Randy waiting. Out of a stretch goes Latos, and the 1-1 pitch swung on late and missed. 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and a 1-2 count. Talking about good pitchers, and we mentioned Newcomb as a fine hitter. Newcomb's batting average in his career was .359. He also set a National League record for home runs when he hit 7. Here's the 1-2 pitch, swung on, knocks the mask right off the face of Nick Hundley on the foul ball. 1-2 to count. 95-mile-an-hour fastball that's foul back. You can imagine that stings. Young Nick settles back in a crouch. 1-2 to count to Randy Wolf. Out of his stretch goes Latos, looks at Martin, back with a pitch, full foul outside of first. That was a slider, but it was about 88, and Randy really pulled on it, checks the bat, and after checking it a couple of times, sounds okay. All right, Wolf back up, 1-2. Martin taking his lead at second with 1 out. For call on deck. The 1-2 pitch, and Randy fouls that back. And that was a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. One thing that Randy Wolf did on that pitch, he took a very short swing. He was just trying to hit the ball, never mind trying to drive it. Now back up, 1-2. Martin walking away from the bag. Not much Eckstein can do to hold him on. Cabrera is in the hole at short. They don't expect Randy to pull one of those 95-mile-an-hour fastballs. But the slider, that's another story. Pretty good gap on the right side between Eckstein and Gonzalez. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to Randy Wolf. and it is swung on and missed. Great location, off speed, down and away to Fooling. And we have 2 out and for call coming up.
Number 15.
You know, Tuesday, September 15, the first 50,000 fans in attendance take home a World of Dodger Town fleece blanket. Compliments at State Farm. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. Very good pitch by Matt Latos to take care of Wolf with the change. Now here's for call. Lined a single to right center. Would have been a double, but it was a fine defensive play by Tony Gwynn. Latos out of his stretch. Right-handed delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Dodgers in the last 24 games have not been impressive. Of course, every ball club does hit a slump. But as long as the slump is still keeping you above 500, it's not too bad. Dodgers 13-11 in the last 24. Still enjoying a somewhat comfortable lead. Now time for the moment for a call in and out of the box. It was Nick Hundley, the catcher, who requested time. Darrell Cousins, the crew chief, calling time. No balls and 1 strike to count. Darrell Cousins has been umpiring 31 years in the National League. Darrell was the crew chief last year in the 2008 All-Star game at Yankee Stadium. Lives in Southern California and went to El Camino Community College. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Latos set. Here he comes. Swung on and missed. Back-to-back sliders in the count 0-2. Two to 1 in favor of the Dodgers. Second inning. 21-year-old Matt Latos, L-A-T-O-S. The strike 2 pitch in the dirt, blocked nicely by Nick Hundley. 1-2. When Latos first started, you know, he won his first 4 starts, and that really got everybody's attention. His 4-game winning streak, he was the first pitcher in Padre history to win 4 of his first 5 major league starts. They were saying that the hitters were Latos intolerant. Not bad. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Rafael Furcal, and Latos fastball, great spot, and he just did get a piece of it, fouled it away. They hit the protective railing in front of the Dodger dugout, protecting, among others, Don Mattingly. That was hit right at Mattingly, but the screen protected him. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Rafael Furcal. Latos trying to keep Martin at second, and the 1-2 pitch is low, scrambling and blocked by Nick Hundley. 2-2 the count. Latos trying to keep the ball down and threw that slider in the dirt. That slider, by the way, would be a pretty good fastball for a lot of people, including last night's winner, Wade LeBlanc. I mean, that slider was 89. Wade looking on, picking up the victory thanks to that shutout last night. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Furcal, and he takes high, ball 3. 3-2 the count. Latos made 22 pitches in the first inning, and he has now made 25 pitches in the second inning. Waiting on deck, Juan Pierre. So 3-2 to Furcal. Latos ready. Matt delivers. Check swing. They're going to appeal. No swing. And ball 4 to Furcal. Third walk given up. Bud Black's taking a walk in the dugout. Darren Beasley, Balsley going out to the mound, and Juan Pierre waiting his turn, walked in the first inning. David Eckstein coming in from second base. The veteran second baseman has something to say. Of course, for Eckstein, he's standing at the base of the mound, and the young pitcher is 6 feet 6 inches tall. So for Eckstein, he's finally moved up a little bit, but he was really tucking up to his pitcher. Watch charm double play combination with Eckstein and Cabrera. Cabrera 5'8", Eckstein 5'6". 2 down, first and second. Here's Pierre. He walked in the first inning. Dodgers 2, Padres 1, bottom of the second inning. Latos a high set, checks the runners, and the right hand is pitched to Pierre in for a strike, and the count 0-1. It's important, of course, for all pitchers to get that first pitch over, and especially for a young pitcher with a live arm like Latos. Now the strike one pitch coming up to Juan Pierre, and that's very high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, last night we saw 21-year-old Clayton Kershaw not only give up 2 runs, he made 54 pitches in the first 2 innings. Well, Latos is hot on his track as Clayton enjoys it with Chad Billingsley. The 1-1 pitch is fouled back, and the count 1-2. Dodgers 2 runs, 2 hits. Padres 1 run, 2 hits. Dodgers left 1 in the first inning. They have 2 men aboard here. Martin and Furcal taking their leads, and the 1-2 pitch coming up to Juan Pierre. It's taken low and inside, ball 2. So for a kid who has started with the Padres, then pitched at Fort Wayne, San Antonio, back to Fort Wayne, back to San Antonio, struggling here. Deuces wild, and the 2-2 pitch is low. Gets away from Hundley, but the runners hold. 3-2 the count. So the Dodgers will have Martin and Furcal on the move. No one throwing yet, but it's just a question of time in the Padre bullpen. Darren Balsley is on the phone. This will be Latos' 32nd pitch, which means his 54th pitch in 2 innings, just like Clayton Kershaw. Runners ready. The runners go, and the pitch is a one-hopper at short. Gets away from Cabrera, who retrieves, coming to the plate and scoring is Martin. The throw to the plate gets away. Here comes Furcal to score, and down to second goes Pierre. And the Dodgers lead 4-1. Ball just ate up Everett Cabrera. Dodgers ran Martin. The throw to the plate was offline, and after Martin scored, when the throw got away, Furcal came right in and beat the backup from the pitcher Latos. So the Dodgers now lead 4-1 when it looked for a split second as if Latos was going to get out of the jam. It's going to be an error charge to Everett Cabrera, and it was a huge 2-run producing error. And the batter now is Andre Ethier. Latos delivers, and it is swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. They're going to give Cabrera 2 errors. One on the ground ball that got away, and the other his hurried throw to the plate that got away. Strike 1 pitch almost hit Ethier, and another balk is called instead, and Pierre goes to third. Well, it's almost time for Bud Black to go and get him. The 21-year-old coming apart now. He has committed 2 balks. and let go of the ball. Edward Mujica down in the bullpen. It is 4-1 Dodgers at the expense of a 21-year-old who looks every bit his age. Pierre way down the line. Pierre, a long high fly ball, but it's very playable. Gwynn is there and makes the catch for the out. So the Dodgers get 2 gifts, and at the end of 2, it's the Dodgers 4, Padres 1, 2 errors charged to Cabrera. With Cabrera, and then on the throwing error they wind up with 2 gift runs and lead 4-1. Now Latos will start it off, then Cabrera and Eckstein, and Randy Wolf going to work. Randy's pitch in for a strike and the count 0-1. Let's face it, Padres have nothing to lose. They come into this game, they're 20 games out. No one expects them to do anything. But Bud Black, of course, he'd like to win. But the biggest thing of all is to give these young players some playing time. Latos fouls a pitch away. No balls and 2 strikes. The count to Matt. He has 1 hit in 18 at-bats and has struck out just about half the time. Slow curveball fouled off. I mean slow, and Randy bends that thing at 64 miles an hour. 0-2 the count to Latos. Wolf into the windup, back with a fastball inside on a check swing, and at first base Mike Estabrook rings him up. So Latos becomes strikeout number 3 for Randy Wolf. You know, you can join the Dodgers and Padres tomorrow at 5:10. Receive the next Weck Bins pet of the season. First 15,000 kids 14 and under will walk home with a Lillykins Chihuahua presented by Kaiser Permanente. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. Chopper fouled outside of third down the line. Dodgers 4, Padres 1. We're in the 3rd inning with 1 out. Wolf gave up 2 hits, cost him a run in the 1st inning. Now the strike 1 pitch on the way. A bunt attempt is missed. So Cabrera up there after having singled and stolen a base, scoring a run, then commits an error and throws it away. So he's trying to recover, and a no ball 2 strike count. Strike 2 pitch on the way, and Randy works a fastball away. Cabrera goes after it and fouls it away off to the right. Stauffer and Kuroda tomorrow at 5, and then the Dodgers go out on the road, 3 in Arizona, and then next weekend 3 in San Francisco. But the Giants really have a lot of heavy thinking to do when the Dodgers get up there, because the Giants play the Dodgers 3 and follow that with 3 with Colorado. The pitch to Cabrera inside. If you're Giant management, you go all out to try to catch the Dodgers on the weekend, or to be very careful because you're trying to win the wild card and beat out Colorado. The 1-2 pitch, breaking ball, hit to the gap in left center. Kemp trying to run it down, but he's going to have to chase it, and the ball bounces over the fence. So Cabrera will hold on with a long double. So Everett Cabrera, little guy with a little power, and hits the ball deep to the gap. It hit the warning track and then kicked right up over the wall into the stand. And the batter now will be David Eckstein. For Cabrera, that would be his 15th double. He also has 7 triples. He has really brought some life to the San Diego infield. Everett Cabrera from Nicaragua. 1 out, 4-1 Dodgers. And here's Eckstein trying to pick him up. Ball 1. Waiting on deck, Adrian Gonzalez. Eckstein with that grim look, tight-lipped. The 1-0 pitch to David, that's a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eckstein has had a wonderful career. When it's all said and done, he's been a wonderful player. But what intense desire. Slow curveball grounded to exactly where Orlando Hudson was playing. Moving over to third goes Cabrera with 2 out. Like real estate, it's location, location, location. And the Dodgers had Hudson in a perfect spot. So now Adrian Gonzalez struck out with a runner at second base in the first inning. Now he comes up with a runner at third and 2 down. Last night he came up twice with somebody on, struck out, hit into a double play. But when he hit into a double play, it was actually a remarkable defensive play by James Loney. He's tied up, fouls a pitch that was up and in, back to the screen. 0-1 the count. Adrian hitting .270, 34 home runs, 79 runs batted in. I don't imagine he gets very many good pitches to handle. 0-1 the count. Randy Reddy back with a pitch on the hands. Fly ball to shallow center. It's going to drop for a base hit. So Wolf, 2 pitches in a row in the same location. The first pitch, Adrian fouled it back. He fought it off, got another one up and in, and was able to muscle it into center field. Right in there, couldn't extend his arms, but he was strong enough to get the base hit. So scoring is Cabrera, and it's now 4-2 in favor of the Dodgers. And Kevin Kuzminoff, who singled in the run in the first inning, coming up. Remember, he got 2 slow curveballs and hit the second one into center field. Randy's first pitch, throws hard inside, ball 1, 1-0. Of course, when you're talking Randy Wolf throwing hard, anywhere from 85 to 90, where Latos, you're talking 97. 1-0 pitch on the way. Inside again and hard at 85. So he threw the same 2 pitches in the same location to Adrian Gonzalez, and he got hurt. Now he's tried to hit the inside part twice, and Randy's behind 2-0 to Kevin Kuzminoff. Kevin, 16 home runs, 80 runs batted in. Goes after a pitch down and away, a good changeup. 2-1 the count. Kevin's dad played in the NFL with the Chicago Bears. Two and 1 the count. Randy Wolf ready, back with a slow curveball, fooled him, and it's popped up. It'll be Orlando Hudson making the catch. Well, that will do it for Kuzminov, but Padres get one, and at the end of 2.5, 4-2 Dodgers. Phase 2, and Matt Kemp will start it off for the Dodgers. He'll be followed by James Loney and then Ronnie Belliard. So Matt grounded out in the first inning. Latos into the windup, and Matt delivers ground ball to short. Up with it is Cabrera. Throws over to Gonzalez in time for the out. One away here in the third. Dodgers are leading 4-2, but they're certainly not hitting this 21-year-old. I mean, he's walked 3. He has walked twice. And the 2 errors charged to Cabrera gave the Dodgers 2 gift runs. So otherwise, it'd be a 2-2 tie. So James Loney coming up. Loney singled in a run in the first inning. Cabrera allows 2, but he has also scored 2. And now Latos working from the third base side of the rubber. And the big fella ready and delivers. Fastball is low. Ball 1, 1-0. 4 runs, 2 hits for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors for the Padres. Loney with 76 runs batted in. Latos' next pitch is low. 2-0 the count. Latos working on the chewing gum, and the 2-0 pitch on the way, and that's taken low. Ball 3, 3-0. On deck, Ronnie Belliard. The 3-0 pitch coming up to Loney. Latos delivers, and it is low. So he has walked 4. And for Bud Black, he had Mojica up in the last inning.
Third baseman, number 3.
This young right-hander had made 56 pitches in the first 2 innings, and he starts off getting an out on the first pitch, but then walks Loney. Now Ryan Webb gets up in the bullpen, another right-hander. Latos out of his stretch. Belliard waiting at the plate. Ronnie takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Belliard checking with Larry Boa. Loney at first, 1 down. 4-2 Dodgers, bottom of the third. Matt Latos throws over to first. Loney back on the bag. Loney doesn't do a lot of running, but he has stolen 7 out of 9. Gonzalez holding a corner on him. No balls and 1 strike to Belliard. Fastball off the plate, bluffed by Hundley. That was in the dirt. 1-1 the count. His slider, after looking at LeBlanc last night, almost everything that Latos throws you think is a fastball. But that was a slider that was clocked at 90. So LeBlanc no doubt thinking, oh, if I could throw 90 with my changeup. Meanwhile, Loney drives one to right. Salazar on the dead run looks at the wall. It's off the wall. Going into third is Loney on a long double by Belliard. So the Dodgers are in business, second and third with 1 out, and Russell Martin coming up. Belliard got a breaking ball, looked like a big overhand curveball, and he hit the bricks. Nice play by Salazar, but even then, Belliard was into second. So second and third, 1 out, and Russell Martin coming up. So Belliard continues to impress, swinging that bat. It's his first double as a Dodger. And here's Martin, who walked in the second inning. Orlando Hudson on deck. Latos leans on his left knee to get a sign. Now straightens up. And the right-hander's first pitch swung on and missed. Hard slider again at 90. 0-1 the count. Martin in and out of the box. Loney down the line from third. Belliard away from second. 1 out. Infield back. Strike 1 pitch on the way to Martin. And that's taken for another strike, and the count 0-2. Martin batting .256. 4 home runs, 38 runs batted in. Now Latos again out of the stretch, checking his runners. The pitch to Martin is taken low and away. 1 ball and 2 strikes. So with a slider at 90 and a fastball at 97, but he's losing 4-2 and in danger of really letting it get away here in the third inning. Right-hander ready, and the 1-2 pitch to Russell Martin. Fastball got him on the inside corner at 95. So Latos makes a great pitch as he drills one right in there. And for Martin, all he could do is straighten up and look down at the ground. 2 out in the third inning. First base open. Randy Wolf on deck. And let's see if they pitch to Orlando. Nope, they will take the bat right out of his hands. Of course, that's dangerous. Latos now, by giving up the intentional walk, will have walked 5. And more than that, here's a fella struggling anyway, and it's a good hitting pitcher coming up, Randy Wolf. And he'll have to go from purposefully throwing the ball out of the zone to throwing the ball in the zone. And we'll see. In a moment, the base is loaded. Bud Black's at the controls, and he called it. So Orlando Hudson goes to first. Ronnie Belliard at second. James Loney at third. And with 2 down, here comes Randy, who struck out in the second inning. Wolf with his 11 runs batted in. A chance to maybe pick up another. Latos straightens up. He's 6'6". Young right-hander ready, and the pitch to Wolf very high. That brought Hundley up out of his crouch. 1 ball and no strikes. It is hard. It really is. I don't have any statistical information, But any time I've ever seen a pitcher give an intentional walk against what he's been trained to do, it's just hard to come right back and throw strikes. The 1-0 pitch on the way is taken on the outside corner for a strike. 1-1 to count. Loney, Belliard, and Hudson are all out there. Standing room only on the infield. 1-1 pitch swung on and foul back. Good fastball and a good swing by Randy Wolf. Fastball was clocked at 95, but he got a little of it. All right, Wolf back up. Latos out of a stretch, trying to get out of a jam. 1-2 pitch is pulled foul, almost took the head off Mariano Duncan. And that's the pitch that Wolf really jumps on. It's the slider. And aren't you glad you're wearing the helmet? But don't you wish your ear had been covered? No, they would never admit to that. 1-2 the count to Randy Wolf. We'll see if he comes back fastball or not. Latos set. Fastball hit in the air down the left field line. Slicing foul. Drops untouched in the seats. Untouched by Headley, but not by some youngsters down there. They are delighted. Looking at them reminds us they saluted the 1957 Little League champions from Mexico before the game. In other words, they were 10, 11 years old 52 years ago, and about a half a dozen of the members were here tonight. They've made a movie about that Little League team called The Perfect Game. Here's the 1-2 pitch coming up to Randy Wolf, and he fouls that away. We understand the pitcher for Monterrey, who won that Little League championship 52 years ago, pitched the game right-handed, but during the course of the year alternated a lot of times left-handed and right-handed. He must have been something to see. Meanwhile, Randy's still there fighting. 1-2 the count. Latos set. It's a little squirted foul up along third, and that'll be a broken bat, actually chipped. So Randy will have to get another stick, and the count remains 1-2. You can see the crack if you were here watching on television. Looking for one with a base hit in it. Randy is doing something that is rather marvelous for a pitcher. He is making the other pitcher work. In his first at-bat, before striking out in the second inning, that was a 7-pitch at-bat. And he's already seen 7 pitches here in the third inning. So he is really battling Latos. 1-2 the count. Matt Latos with the bases loaded and 2 out. The 21-year-old's pitch is swung on and missed. Slider in the dirt, and that'll be that. So the Dodgers waste the double and leave 3. Latos making a ton of pitches, but he walks off trailing only 4-2. Adrian Gonzalez last year hit 36 home runs. That was the 6th most in franchise history. Who holds the San Diego single-season home run record? Do you have any idea? Who is the big gun? Well, we'll let you know. Meanwhile, to the 4th inning, and it'll be Chase Headley, Oscar Salazar, and Nick Hundley in that order. Headley fly to center in the 1st inning. Ball 1. Edward Mojica is throwing again in the San Diego bullpen. And I think young Latos has made enough pitches, 80 pitches in the first 3 innings, and they'll get him out of there. Little pop fly, and it'll be lonely. One out in the 4th, and Oscar Salazar coming up. Grounded short in the 2nd inning. Oscar 0 for 1. Shows bunt. 0 and 1. Salazar from Maracay in Venezuela, 31 years old, listed as a first baseman and a third baseman, but playing the outfield. No balls and 2 strikes to count. Oscar, originally signed by the A's out of Venezuela when he was 16 years old. Bounced around from the A's to the Tigers to the Mets, signed with the Angels. We told the story last night. It is interesting. When he was with Arkansas, the Angels AA affiliate, he was leading the league, hitting .329, doing everything great. When Troy Percival went on the DL, they called up Sean Figueres, and Salazar was going to be sent to Salt Lake. Little foul, Loney coming over, it's out of play. But Salazar, so they tell me, had a trip planned to see his family in Venezuela, and he didn't want to go to Salt Lake. Well, the Angels said, I'll tell you what, we'll pay a ticket for you to go to Venezuela if you'll pick a different date to go to Venezuela and see the family. And he said, no, I don't want to do that. I want to go see my family now. So the Angels released him. The Angels felt you got to question a guy who doesn't want to take a promotion and get closer to the major leagues. So he signed by Kansas City. And now here he is with the Padres. He eventually went to the Baltimore Orioles, did Salazar, and the Padres traded reliever Clay Meredith to Baltimore to get him. And here he is, hitting .348, and pops it up. It will be for call.
Catcher number 4, Nick
So
Hundley.
with 2 out, Nick Hundley coming up, struck out in the 2nd inning. Meanwhile, in the Dodger dugout, interesting chat, I'm sure, with Clayton Kershaw alongside of 2 veterans, Casey Blake and Jim Thome. Two out, 4th inning, 4-2 Dodgers. Slow breaking ball for ball 1. What a contrast, not only left and right, but Wolf and Latos. Ground ball steered nicely by Belliard, and Ronnie takes care of him. So the Padres go down 1-2-3, and at the end of 3.5 innings, Dodgers 4, Padres 2. who hit 36 home runs last year. And the question, who holds the San Diego single season home run record? And the answer, if you are a historian, Greg Vaughn hit 50 in 1998. So Adrian has a long way to go. Adrian Gonzalez this year right now has 34. Meanwhile, we move along, and Edward Mujica will pick up for Matt Latos. The 21-year-old wild, walked 5, balked twice. However, would perhaps be very much still in the game, except for the errors charged to Cabrera. 0-1 the count to Rafael Furcal. The Padres have arguably been Furcal's favorite opponent since he joined the Dodgers in 2006. Shows bunt, bunts in the air, foul over the screen. 0-2 the count. Another Venezuelan in the game with Edward Mujica, born in Valencia, now lives in Yagua, and was originally signed by the Indians. Made his debut in the big leagues 3 years ago, and it was a remarkable background check. 1-2 the count. When he came up to Cleveland, he had worked 38 innings between Akron and Buffalo and had not given up an earned run. Not even one. 2-2. April of this year, Padres made a deal, a player to be named later, to pick him up. Fouled away. Still 2-2 to Rafael. Singled and walked. Scored twice. Randy Wolf leading 4-2, getting closer to his 100th win, but I'm sure he doesn't take anything for granted, with 14 no decisions this year. And down goes Furcal. So Mujica trying to restore a little order. And the batter will be Juan Pierre. Pierre walked in the first inning, and then it looked like Latos was going to get out of the jam in the second. Pierre hit the ball hard, and it just ate up Cabrera. So he kicked it for one error, tried to throw out Martin at the plate, threw that away, and it turned out to be a 2-run error and made it 4-1. Padres came back with one of their own to make it 4-2, and that's where we are right now. Mujica, fastball, slider, and he also added a split finger, a hopper right to Gonzalez. 2 down. And the batter now will be Andre Ethier. Andre Ethier hit into a force play in the first inning and fly to center in the second. 27 home runs, 88 runs batted in. He has more RBIs against the Western Division teams than all the other teams combined. 45 RBIs against the West and 43 against all the Eastern and Central Division teams. 0-2. Off speed, good change. To center and deep. Back goes Gwynn to the track, to the wall, gone. An 0-2 fastball. A pitcher's nightmare. Andre Ethier hits it out. A no-ball, two-strike fastball. His 28th home run. He has 89 runs batted in. His last home run was in Colorado against Josh Fogg, and that's a strike to Matt Kemp. Doug Mankiewicz talking to Jim Thome as Andre takes a happy stroll in the dugout. 5-2 Dodgers. Foul back. There were times I know years ago when managers would fine a pitcher who allows a home run on a no-ball, two-strike pitch. Mujica now has given up 11 home runs. 1 and 2 the count to Kemp. For the Dodgers, 5 runs, 4 hits. Padres, 2 runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors. Thereby hangs the tail. That's fouled away. I remember one time a pitcher who knew he would be fined if he gave up a home run on an 0-2 pitch, did just that, and was so frustrated he picked up the rosin bag and he threw it at the hitter as he was running the bases. Ground ball, knocked down, recovered, double grip. See you later. So Everett Cabrera, youngster, is struggling, and that figures to be his 3rd error. For Bud Black, he has to live with the kids and their mistakes. For Cabrera, he only had 9 errors, and he now has 3 in this game. So Kemp at first and James Loney at the plate. Remember, Matt has 29 stolen bases. Two Dodgers, bottom of the 4th. That might have been the splitter or an off-speed change. 1 ball and no strikes to James Loney. There goes Kemp. The pitch is a strike, and the throw's into center field. Matt, however, holds up because Tony Gwynn is backing up. So that is stolen base number 30 for Matt Kemp. Well, he can do it all. There's no doubt about that. Hundley got a good pitch to handle and just sailed it. Kemp started to go, but Gwynn alertly backed up. 2 out, a run in. Kemp at second. Loney trying to pick him up, and the Dodgers out in front, 5-2. Remember, Colorado and San Francisco won, so the Dodgers have to win to maintain their lead. Ground ball into left center. So Kemp will score. Loney comes up with his 2nd hit plus a walk, and the Dodgers now breezing. 6-2 Dodgers with 2 outs. So the batter is Ronnie Belliard, who struck out and doubled off the right field wall in the 3rd inning. Oh, 0-1 on the fastball. So in the inning, for called struck out, Pierre grounded out. Ethier on a no-ball, 2-strike fastball hit it in the seats for a home run. Kemp reached on the error, the 3rd charge to Cabrera. Promptly stole second and came home on Loney's single. And there goes Loney. Hundley's throw is in time to get him. The tag by Eckstein. So Hundley gets one of two. However, the Dodgers get a deuce. Sparked by Andre Ethiop's home run, and the Dodgers lead 6-2. Started off. Then we'll see about Mojica and Cabrera. And Randy Wolf in pursuit of his 10th win of the year and the 100th of his career. Strike one. Gwynn looped out in the second inning, 0 for 1. Hit it to belly yard. Eleazar Alfonso comes out on deck. He'll bat for Mojica. So Alfonso waiting as Gwynn at the plate in a hole. No balls, 2 strikes. Just missed. Luis Perdomo, a right-hander, gets up in the San Diego bullpen. Poked foul outside of third down the line. Still 1-2 to Tony Gwynn. Time not quite ready. Tony will be 27 in October, and a fly ball to count. One away, and here comes Alfonso to bat for Mojica. Alfonso hitting just 182. He has 2 home runs and 8 runs batted in.
Number 30, Eleazar Alfonso.
Eleazar Alfonso, you might remember, was with the Giants for a while. He's been up and down in the minor leagues for a good 10 years. Originally signed by the Cardinals. 0-1. He's a catcher. He's the one you may remember years ago. Felipe Alou, when he was the manager, made a rather amazing remark, saying that Alfonso is the best he had ever seen in catching foul tips. 0-2. I never thought a catcher caught a foul tip. I thought the foul tip caught the catcher. But Felipe said, no, he's the best. Oh, 2. Fouled right into the mask of Martin. Still 0-2. Alfonso, 30 years old and from Venezuela. A lot of people from Venezuela in the game. 1 out in the 5th, 6-2 Dodgers. Fastball, line foul. Still 0-2. Well, Martin and Wolf putting their heads together, making Alfonso wait. You just look at Alfonso. He has been pretty much of a career minor leaguer from 1999 through 2006. That'd be 8 years. He was in the minors. Came up twice with the Giants, went right back down again for 2 years. And now the last year, Giants briefly, Padres and Portland, and down he goes. You know, Monday, September 14th, all fans at Dodger Stadium will enjoy a Dodger tradition for free. That's right, it's free Dodger Dog Night. Compliments of Farmer John. You buy your tickets now at Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS and join the Dodgers for a free Dodger dog. Hot dog. 2 down, and here is Cabrera, who is a cold dog right now, having made 3 errors. But he's done the best he can fighting back. He has a single and a double, and he has scored twice. The old story of Cabrera giveth and Cabrera taketh away. One ball and 1 strike. 2 out, 5th inning, 6-2 Dodgers. Trifle high, ball 2. But remember, Cabrera is only 5'8". Everett, E-V-E-R-T-H, Cabrera. Fouled away. Earlier, we were talking about the Padre infield, the fact that David Eckstein for the entire year has committed 1 error, and that Kevin Kuzminoff at third all year has committed 3. And here's young Cabrera committing 3 errors in a couple of innings. 2-2. Ground ball, Hudson's in front of it. Easy inning, 1-2-3. So Wolf has retired 7 in a row. He has gone the required 5, and he walks off leading 6-2. 6-2, and the Padres come in with their third pitcher, Luis Perdomo. He's from San Cristobal in the Dominican Republic. He was originally signed by the Indians, and he's a kind of a skinny right-hander, 6 feet, maybe 170. When he was with the Indians, he came over to the National League. Cardinals sent Anthony Reyes to the Indians. But with all of that, he never made it to the big leagues until this year. Perdomo basically fastball, slider, and a changeup. And he'll be working on Ronnie Belliard. Ball one. Six runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers, 2 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. So Perdomo behind the Belliard, 2-0. Ronnie struck out and doubled to right. And he's off the plate again, ball 3. So he wants a new ball to work with. Perdomo, ERA is high, 4.7. Strikeout to walk ratio, he's fighting it. Opposition hitting .240 against him. And a strike. With all of that, he's only 25 years old. 3-1 to count to Ronnie Belliard. Foul ball, 3-2. Belliard hitting .255, but he has really been a find for the Dodgers. 1 for 2 tonight. He is 6 for 17, so hitting about .330. Dodgers got him just when he was hot. He was hitting .360 at the end of August. 3-2. And strike 3 called at the inside corner. So Belliard goes down, 1 away in the 5th inning. And the batter will be Russell Martin. Just drifted, got the corner, 1 away. Dodgers scored a deuce in the 1st inning, another one in the 2nd inning, and 2 more in the 4th as Belliard goes back to the dugout and Russell Martin takes a strike. Martin has walked and struck out. 0-1. Pretty good fastball. 0-2. Gunn said 97. That's pretty good. No balls and 2 strikes. 6 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 4 hits for the Padres. Dodgers got 2 bonus runs in the 2nd inning. One and 2. Looked like a slider way off the plate. And down goes Martin, badly fooled, striking out a 2nd time. So Perdomo strikes out the first 2 batters. And it'll be Orlando Hudson. When the Dodgers scored 2 runs against Mujica, that was a surprise because the San Diego bullpen had allowed 1 run in the last 6 games. But Ethier got that no ball 2 strike fastball, and boom. That's a strike to Hudson, grounded to 3rd, walked intentionally, 0 for 1. Tomorrow, 5 o'clock game, Tim Stauffer and Hiroki Kuroda. 1-1 as Joe Torre talks about Kuroda, and he refers to him as one tough guy. And a shot up the middle. A fastball on a 1-1 count. It was clocked at 97, and Orlando was looking for it.
Pitcher, Randy
So a
Wolf.
2-out single to center will bring up Randy Wolf. Randy struck out twice, but as we mentioned earlier, he made Latos work hard. Before striking out in the second inning, that became a 7-pitch at bat. And in the third inning, it made an 8-pitch at bat. Throw to first. Just back is Hudson. So Hundley with a left-hand hitter up there as a screen and almost got him. Two down, bottom of the fifth inning. Dodgers lead 6-2. Oh and 2. Randy has 8 sacrifices, so he's pretty handy in getting the bunt down. But of course, there are 2 outs in the inning. Still there. No balls, 2 strikes. With 2 strikeouts tonight, Randy has struck out about 30-35% of the time. Very good for a pitcher. Oh and 2. A little tapper. Perdomo underhanding to Gonzalez, and that's it. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and at the end of 5, it's 6-2 Dodgers. Dodgers. Don Newcomb won his 20th victory. That made him 20-5 as he led the Dodgers to the pennant and the World Series. How good was Don Newcomb? Well, he's the only one to have won the Rookie of the Year, the Cy Young Award, and Most Valuable Player. That's being awfully good. Let's go back to this one. '55 club, of course, brought the Borough of Brooklyn their only world championship. And we move to the 6th. David Eckstein taking a strike. He sacrificed and grounded out, 0 for 1. Slow freight off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. That's as slow as Randy has delivered a pitch. That one was 63. And probably line to left. Coming up is Pierre. Gillette Eckstein hits it hard, but right at Juan Pierre. 1 out, 6th inning.
First baseman number 23, Adrian Gonzalez.
Adrian Gonzalez struck out, single to drive in a run in the 3rd inning. Interesting in looking at Adrian Gonzalez with his 34 home runs. 23 of them have been hit on the road. So he has hit almost 68% of his home runs this year on the road, raising his career rate to the highest among active players. Casey Blake isn't too far behind. But Adrian, in his career, almost 63% of all of his home runs hit on the road. Casey Blake almost 62%. 2-1 the count. If you go back with Adrian in 2007, he hit 30, 20 on the road. Last year he hit 36, 22 on the road. This time fly ball, but Ethier is there. So 2 out in the 6th inning, and Kevin Kuzminoff coming up. A disappointed Gonzalez back to the dugout. Kevin Kuzminoff singled to center and popped up. Drove in a run in the 1st inning. Got back-to-back slow rainbow curveballs and hit the 2nd one for the base hit, and the run batted in. Ball 1. Ball 2. So the race is not always to the swift, and the winning pitcher is not always to the guy throwing 97. That's for sure. Fouled away. 2-1 to Kevin Kuzminoff. Stauffer and Perota tomorrow at 5. Interesting for Randy Wolf tonight. He's only had one 3-ball count, and he struck that batter out. 2-2. Through 5 innings, Randy had made 79 pitches. Fastball, a 1-hopper, right up for ball. Well, the balls were hit pretty hard, but they're all outs. 3, 6, 9, 10 in a row retired by Randy, and it's still 6-2 Dodgers. Mojica would like to freeze it right there, but unfortunately it melts. And Ethier clears the center field wall for a home run with 2 out and the bases empty. So with that, the Dodgers added 1 more run in the 4th inning on the error that was cashed in. Kemp reached on the error by Cabrera, stole second, and Loney single got him home. So it is 6-2 Dodgers. For Call, Pierre and Ethier due up against Luis Perdomo. Ball 1. For Call, single, walk, struck out. He has scored twice. Hit down the left field line. Fair ball. Over to get it is Headley, and Raphael heading for 2 easily. So Raphael for Call with a single, double, and walk tonight as he bangs one just inside the left field line. So the leadoff double now will bring up Pierre, Ethier, and Kemp. For Raphael Furcal, that would be his 22nd double. Now Pierre trying to work him around. Juan walked, reached on the error. Actually hit that ball very hard. A 1-hopper, and it just chewed up Cabrera. And then last time up, he hit the ball sharply right at Adrian Gonzalez. A bunt this time. And it is a fair ball. The out recorded coming late, and safely over to third goes for Call. So Raphael is able to move over. Close play, but he got in there. So Pierre sacrifices, and the Dodgers now with a runner at third and 1 out. There's the play. A look by Hundley. And now Furcal takes off. Gonzalez throw a bounce, and holding on to the bag is Raphael. He's in there. So a runner at third, 1 out. That means the Padres have to play the infield out. And here is Ethier. And ball 1. The official scorer rules, in case you're keeping score, no sacrifice. They rule that Pierre bunting for a base hit. And a drive to the gap. Base hit. Over to make a sliding block is Tony Gwynn. Ethier is into second base for Call. Scores, and the Dodgers lead 7-2. So all of the good pitching that San Diego has gotten over the last 20 innings and the last 6 games has come apart here as the Dodgers now have opened it up to lead 7-2. And Matt Kemp 0 for 3 coming up. So Ethier with a double and a home run. Dodgers 7 runs, 8 hits. Padres 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 big errors. The errors costing the Padres 3 runs. Fastball fouled off. 1-1 the count. The gun said 96 fastball. Imagine 96 mile an hour, and he pulled it right over his left shoulder off the railing of the Dodger dugout. That's no easy trick. One and 2. Well, for Joe Torre, seeing his team shut out last night, They come back with 7 runs and 8 hits tonight. They've had 3 doubles and a home run at the expense of Messrs. Latos, Mujica, and Perdomo. For Bud Black, well, he wanted to give the kid one last start, and it didn't work. Hundley got bitten by that foul ball, so timeout. 1-2 to count. Randy Wolf, breezing along, has a chance to not only win his 10th, but win his 100th game in his career as he sits alongside of Casey Blake. Fastball. Throwing hard is Perdomo. 1-2. Matt is 0 for 3, so he's on the outside looking in. Ground ball, pulls it, smothered by Kuzminov, throws on a bounce, and a great play by Adrian Gonzalez. How in the world he was able to catch that and get Kemp? There'll be an argument at first base, but that was rather remarkable at either end. Mike Estabrook is waiting for the discussion to begin. First, it's Kuzminov. Great stop. Bouncing the ball across. Now watch Gonzalez. His foot was on the bag and then came off, but I think it was on as he made the catch. Okay. Joe keeping his cool. Ethier is over to third. There's the catch. There's the foot. It looks like it's got the corner. That was a wonderful play, and somehow or other avoiding a collision with Matt Kemp. And you can imagine leaning in for a throw like that, you'll have to get killed with Kemp coming down the line. Gonzalez negotiated the area exceptionally well. Matt loses a hit. Ethier is now at third. And with 2 out, James Loney. Loney single to right to drive in a run, walk, and single to center to drive in a run. Ball 1. Dodgers 7, Padres 2, and that slice down the line, foul, out of play. And after checking the bat, Loney wants another, and the youngster got the ball. So timeout. Giants won their ball game. It was a tough one, but they won it 3-2. The Rockies beat the D-backs 4-1. So the Dodgers had to win or lose some ground, and they're breezing now 7-2. They started the night leading Colorado by 4.5, and the Giants by 5.5. And again, the Giants have a really tough time starting next weekend with the Dodgers and then Colorado. 1-1 to Loney. Fastball away. 2-1. Padres have Headley, Salazar, and Hundley in the 7th inning. And ball 3. Loney with 9 home runs, 77 runs batted in. Way outside. So that will bring up Ronnie Belliard, who has struck out, doubled, and struck out again. 1 for 3. 2 down. Dodgers have runners at first and third and lead by 5. Dodgers have won 9 of 14 against San Diego. They've won 5 of 7 here, only 4 of 7 down there. Fastball, big bouncer, foul. 0-1. It's amazing, according to the gun, these fellas are pulling fastballs at 96. Slider off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Dodgers trying to win their 81st game of the year and double up at home against the West. A Dodger victory tonight, they would be 38-19. 1-2. A victory tonight to make it 38-19. The Dodgers will have the best intra-divisional record in Major League Baseball. In fact, going back 40 years, only one other team has done better, and that would be the 1974 Dodgers, who wound up in the World Series. I think that got him. It did. So on the heels of the slider, another slider. Belliard strikes out. They lead 2, and at the end of 6, Dodgers lead 7-2. Ever since, 2 in the first, 2 in the second, 2 in the fourth, 1 more in the sixth. So the Dodgers lead 7-2. Headley, Salazar, and Hundley in that order in the 7th inning. Roller 2 for call. Nice big hop. 1 away. Oscar Salazar grounded out and popped up. So the right fielder 0 for 2, and then the catcher Nick Hundley 0 for 2. Padres have only 4 hits. The leadoff man Cabrera has 2, Gonzalez has one, Kuzminov has one, and that's it. Right. Randy has not walked a man, as we mentioned earlier. He's had only one 3-ball count, and he struck that hitter out. 1-1. Two balls and one strike, the count. Tomorrow, Tim Stauffer, who went to the University of Richmond, All-State up in Saratoga Springs in New York. I think that's where they used to have the Hamiltonian. Dodgers will look at him tomorrow. Fastball, curve, cutter, changeup, and a knuckle curve. Comebacker, nice play by Randy. 2 down. And the batter will be Nick Hundley. This will probably be Randy's last inning, and he's finishing with a flourish. He's retired 12 in a row. Ramon Troncoso, who appeared briefly the 7th inning last night and made 11 pitches, so he's getting ready. Here's Hundley, struck out, grounded out, 0 for 2. Ball 1. Two and 0. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 7th, Martin, Hudson, and probably a hitter for Randy. Two and 1 to count to Nick Hundley, batting just .219. I would think if you were rating Nick Hundley, the first part you would talk about would be his arm. He's got a good one. Fouled away. 2 and 2. Foul back. Well, Randy Wolf just over the 100-pitch mark, and with a string of outs, 12 in a row. Last man to get aboard, Adrian Gonzalez, singled in a run way back in the 3rd inning. Check. That's going to cost him. So down goes Hundley, and I think Randy Wolf has just tied a ribbon on the package. He's retired 13 in a row. Pretty sure that will be that for him. He'll go out leading 7-2. Crowd will now join in God Bless America and then take me out to the ball game.
God bless America.
Now in the bottom of the 7th inning. Great job turned in by Randy Wolf. 104 pitches. And now in the bottom of the 7th inning, Martin Hudson, and a hitter for Wolf, I would imagine, against Luis Perdomo. Whoops. Hello, ball 1. A slider up and in at 90. Perdomo, as we mentioned, fighting it as far as his control as Randy Wolf talks to Casey Blake. Not a razor blade between them. That's a strike. 1-1. Orlando Hudson on deck. Martin hitting .255. He's had a tough night. Walked, scored a run in the 2nd inning. Struck out in the 3rd and struck out again in the 5th. One and one. Slider up and away. Ball 2. 2-1. In the dirt, ball 3. All sliders. And he's falling behind 3-1. Luis Perdomo out of the Dominican. Fastball. Base hit. So after all those sliders, he finally got a fastball at 95 and single a left. And the batter now, Orlando Hudson and Jim Tomei. They got that tremendous welcome last night and then singled. He's out on deck. Orlando grounded to 3rd. He was walked intentionally and singled to center. 1 for 2, hitting .291. Strike. 0-1. Padres got a run in the 1st inning, and the Dodgers came back with 2. Then they added 2 more in the 2nd. Padres got 1. Dodgers added another 2, and then later on another 1, and they piled up 7 runs, 9 hits. Padres 2 runs, 4 hits, 3 errors. Andre Ethier has had a home run and an RBI double to lead the pack. Listening to Jeff Pentland. No balls, 2 strikes. Did he? Yep, he's done. So Hudson strikes out, and now Jim Tomei coming up and get another welcome.
Penetrating to the Dodgers, number 25, Jim Tomei.
Tomei came off the bench to bat in the 8th inning last night with Kemp at first and hit a shot into right center field. This time he fouls one away. 0-1. Two. Big boy out of Peoria, Jim Tomei. 0-2. For Joe Torre, trying to find an at-bat for him, and this is his 2nd. Two and 2 the count. After Tomei got the base hit last night, Jason Repko ran for him, and that will happen for the remainder of the year. And he works it all the way, 3-2. So with one out, you have Martin at first and Big Jim waiting. There goes the runner, strike 3 at the plate. Great throw, and the tag apparently missed. Boy, the throw by Hundley was right on the money, and Martin just did get underneath it. So Tomei strikes out. Take another look. Fastball, then the throw right there. And by the time the tag is applied, that was not a very good tag. Martin was on the bag. Throw had him beaten. So here's Rafael Furcal in the dirt to the backstop, and on the wild pitch, Martin will go to third. Pitch in the dirt, scrambling try by Nick Hundley, but he could not get the mitt on it. So Martin led off with a single. Perdomo then strikes out Hudson and Tomei. But the wild pitch puts a runner at third. 1 ball and no strikes to Furcal, who has a walk, a single, and a double. And a big ground ball to Gonzalez. He overhands to Perdomo, and that's the inning. No runs, 1 hit, a man left at third. And at the end of 7-2 Dodgers. Gonzalez looking, then he nailed Hundley, went after Latos to strike him out. He also got Alfonso and finished off Hundley. 5 strikeouts in 7 innings, and I'm sure as a complete pitcher, the thing that Randy is most happy about, the fact he did not walk anybody. He had 1 3-ball count, and he struck out that hitter. So we have reached the 8th inning, and it will be Tony Gwynn to start it off, then Drew Macias, who is on deck, and then Cabrera. Ramon Troncoso made only 11 pitches last night, gave up a base hit, and then Hundley hit the fly ball, and Venable was doubled up. Time for the moment. There's a ball loose on the infield. 7 runs, 9 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. 2 runs, 4 hits, and 3 errors for the Padres. Tony Gwynn to start it. Tony has looped out to third, fly to center, 0 for 2. a strike. 1-1. Troncoso has certainly worked hard enough. He's been in 64 games. Drops that in nicely. In the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Young Gwynn has to be quite a battle, just trying to play this game, and then to have inherited that great name, quite a challenge. 2-2. Ball 3. He was originally signed by the Brewers 6 years ago out of San Diego State. He was a second-round pick. Made it up and down to the Brewers in 06, 07, 08, and then finally sent to San Diego. High bouncer up the middle. Orlando behind the bag. The 0-1 throw. Got him. Nice play by Orlando. He winds up behind shortstop. Drew Macias will now be coming up. Got enough on the throw to beat Gwynn. The 1 down.
Base bench hitting for the Padres, number 11, Drew Macias.
That is the 14th Padre hitter to bite the dust. And Drew Macias out of Fontana and lives in Rancho Cucamonga. Takes a strike. Drew's full name is Andre Apollonio Macias. Went to Chaffee Junior College. 0-2. You know how they make rookies wear strange costumes at one time during the year? It's a rookie ritual. 2 years ago, Macias was dressed like the Chiquita Banana Lady. That had to be quite a sight. It's a big banana. He's 6'3", 205-pounder. 1-2 the count to Drew. Off speed, see you later. Slow curveball. Down he goes. So the banana is peeled by Ramon Troncoso on that big breaking ball. And the hitter now is Cabrera. So the 2 pinch hitters coming off the bench have not had any luck for San Diego. Alfonso struck out in the 5th. And Macias here in the 7th. 15 in a row retired now. Ball 1. The last man to get aboard, Adrian Gonzalez, way back in the 3rd inning, had a single to center to drive in a run. At the time, it was still a game. That was 4-2. And 2 of the Dodger runs came as the result of 2 errors. So it could easily have been 2-2 in the 3rd, but that's not the way it worked. Dodgers breezing 7-2. Cabrera, a switch hitter, has a single and a double, hitting right-handed. Fastball grounded up the middle. So the shortstop might have made a couple of errors, but he has certainly tried to help the Padres coming back. He's 3 for 4. Little guy from Nicaragua. He can play.
Second baseman, number 22, David Eckstein.
So that breaks the string at 15. And the batter is David Eckstein. Sacrifice, grounded out. Last time up in the 6th inning, hit the ball hard, but right at Juan Pierre in left field. And a strike. Big crowd this Saturday night. Beautiful evening. Nice time to spend time in the ballpark. 53,368. There goes the runner, and a hit and run perfectly executed when Hudson broke to cover. And just like that, the Padres have runners at 1st and 3rd. So Cabrera took off. Hudson broke to cover the bag. And Eckstein just went the other way and punched it into right field. Beautiful play, beautiful execution. And that'll bring up Adrian Gonzalez. And immediately Joe Torre has left-handed George Sherrill in the pen, and he will bring Sherrill in to go head-to-head with Gonzalez. Boy, it's hard enough when you think about it to hit the ball, but then to put a play on where you have to go the other way and then see somebody do it. That is a big league play by David Eckstein. As he talks to Rick Renteria, we'll be back. AT&T, the nation's fastest 3G network. AT&T, your world delivered. Dodgers lead 7-2. The Padres, trying to get off the floor, have runners at first and third with 2 out, and their butter and egg man at the plate, Adrian Gonzalez, who has struck out, singled in a run, and flied to right. So Eckstein and Cabrera out there. And that's off the plate, ball 1. Gonzalez in the past 0 for 3 against Sherrill. One ball and no strikes. Missed again, ball 2. Sherrill has an earned run average of a half a run. With the Dodgers, that is. So if you break it down, bring in Baltimore, that he's 0-5-5 with the Dodgers. 2-1 to count to Gonzalez. Fastball hit foul down the line. 2-2 the count. Sherrill inheriting the toughest hitter in the Padre lineup. But Sherrill has been scoreless in 15 of his 16 outings, and he usually inherits the tough left-hand hitter. 2-2. A little foul. Left-hand batters, by the way, are hitting .118 against Sherrill. In fact, he's allowed just 2 hits to left-handers in his last 25 chances facing a left-hand batter. Fastball. Still 2-2. We're in the 8th. Sherrill trying to get the last out, and down in the bullpen, Jonathan Broxton tuning up. Cabrera, big night, 3 hits, 3 errors. Curveball got him. The Sherrill comes in, nails Gonzalez. Padres lead 2, and at the end it's 7.5, 7-2 Dodgers. Let's take a look at it. On a no-ball 2-strike count, he probably homered against Edward Mujica, and then in the 6th inning, he probably doubled into the gap in right center to cash in Rafael Furcal. So in the inning, it'll be Juan Pierre, then followed by Ethier and Matt Kemp. 7 runs, 9 hits for the Dodgers, 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors for the Padres. A new pitcher, Ryan Webb, out of Clearwater, Florida. His dad, Hank Webb, pitched in the major leagues for the Mets. He actually pitched for the Dodgers a little while in 1977, a pennant-winning year. Ryan signed originally with the A's 5 years ago. He's another big guy. He's as tall as Latos, 6'6", 195. Padres sent Scott Hairston to the A's, getting Webb. Foul ball, 1-1 to count to Pierre. 53,369 looking on tonight. Pierre hitting .320. Little chopper, fair ball, and Pierre's done. He's pointing that the ball hit the ground foul. Here comes Joe to appeal to Darrell Cousins. Pierre questioned it immediately, but Darrell Cousins saw it another way. Take a look. Yeah. The ball looked like it hit right in the right-hand hitter's box. But Pierre's going to be called out by Darrell Cousins no matter what. Now Darrell seems to be getting a little annoyed as Joe gestures with his hands. The umpires don't like to have someone argue, but they especially don't like it when they start gesturing. But Joe was pretty quiet. Another look. There you can see the ball hit behind the plate, but Darrell Cousins saw it the other way.
Left field, number 16, Andre.
Well, Pierre gets a call that goes against him. 1 out in the 8th inning, and Andre Eastier, the batter. Ball 1. Down in the Dodger bullpen with the Dodgers leading by 5. Joe Torre's decided, no, I don't want to bring in Broxton. Let's get James McDonald up. 1 ball and no strikes. High fly ball down the left field line. Headley coming over right at the line. Foul ground to make the catch. And we have 2 down in the 8th inning. You know, you can get Dodger discounts on your mobile phone all season long by texting Dodgers to 99778. You'll receive special offers to watch the Dodgers. You can also customize your mobile alerts with news, scores, and more at Dodgers.com/mobile. Matt Kemp, 0 for 4. He the only one now, along with Pierre, failing to get a base hit. Pierre at least got aboard on a walk. Kemp reached on an error, stole second, and scored a run. 1 ball and no strikes. And a strike. 1-1. When the Padres come up in the 9th inning, they will have Kuzminoff, Headley, and Salazar. One and 2. Hard breaking ball down. Webb basically fastball, slider, changeup. And a hard slider down, and that takes care of him. So 1-2-3 inning for Ryan Webb, and we're heading for the 9th with the Dodgers leading 7-2. They've actually been leading since the 2nd inning when they led 4-1, 6-2, and now 7-2. James McDonald will be pitching to Kevin Kuzminoff, Chase Headley, and Oscar Salazar. For McDonald, getting in some more work. He has been in a total of 38 games, 40 strikeouts, 29 walks. Brings in an earned run average slightly over 4. For McDonald, his earned run average in relief is better than that ERA of 4. It's less than 2.5. In the 4 starts he made, he was lit up. His earned run average almost 9. So he faces Kuzminov, who single, popped up, grounded out. Foul back, 0-1. Kuzminov hitting .257, 16 home runs, 80 runs batted in. He's had 1 plate appearance against McDonald, and he walked. And slaps it into right field. Base hit. Ethier over to come up with it. And trailing by 5 in the 9th, Kuzminov does not risk going any farther than a long single. So for the San Diego Padres, they have 3 hits from their last 4 batters. But the big out was Gonzalez striking out in the 8th inning. Kuzminov 2 for 4. 7 hits now for the Padres. One ball and no strikes. Chase Headley flied to center, popped up to first, grounded to short, and slaps one to the hole. Interesting with Headley hitting left-handed. Furcal played him totally different than the other way. And Raphael was overshifted way to his left, and Headley found the hole. So now, even though they didn't want to use him, they wanted to give him the night off, McDonald immediately gets into the soup. So Jonathan Broxton is back up again. So 4 hits from the last 5 Padre hitters, but they haven't scored. And the batter, Oscar Salazar, and Rick Honeycutt going out. Edgar Gonzalez is out on deck. Edgar at bat for the catcher, Nick Hundley. Nice to see that Edgar is okay. Remember, he was severely beamed. He had headaches for quite a while. Good to see that he's okay. The older brother of Adrian Gonzalez. Hiroki Kuroda will be on the mound for the Dodgers tomorrow against Tim Stauffer. A 5-10 game. As Edgar's getting ready. All right, Honeycutt has spoken to McDonald. Salazar is 0 for 3. Grounded to short, popped to short, hit back to the box. The Dodgers had retired 15 Padres since Gonzalez hit in the 3rd inning. And now suddenly in the 8th inning, Cabrera and Eckstein single to no avail. And now Kuzminov and Headley in the 9th inning get base hits. Salazar 2 home runs, 7 runs batted in. Came over from the American League. Oh, and 2. So James McDonald trying to turn things around. For San Diego, this is their 2nd game of 17 that involve the Dodgers, the Rockies, and the Giants. Curveball, and that's going to be slapped up the middle. Hesitation on the part of Kuzminov. So the bases are loaded with nobody out. So McDonald comes up, gives up 3 singles as the Padres try to come back. So the batter now will be Edgar Gonzalez. We mentioned, first of all, when we were on the road, about how they were coming up with a new helmet. It was bulkier. David Wright wore the new helmet, having been seriously dinged, and you don't see it so much from this side, but from the earpiece side, you can see that the helmet is bulkier, and just from the shine on that helmet, it looks like it just came out of the box. And you can see now that the earpiece is really the bulkier one. So while they take the ball away from McDonald, we'll be right back. McDonald, he made 7 pitches and gave up 3 consecutive hits. So they have to go to Jonathan Broxton after they were hoping to give him the night off. Now Edgar Gonzalez will be coming up. Edgar Gonzalez has had just 1 at-bat against Broxton and struck out, where his brother at 26, Edgar's 31, and where things have come a lot easier for Adrian, Edgar's had to struggle. When he got his first major league hit, he had played over 900 games in the minor leagues. And he hits it to right center field. That's going to fall. Ethier will let it get behind him. In comes Kuzman. In comes Headley. Stopping at third is Salazar. And the Padres score twice. And it's now 7-4. So Edgar Gonzalez dropping one into right center. Andre Ethier overrunning the ball. And it's finally backed up by Matt Kemp. There'll be an error charge to Andre Ethier. And the batter now is Tony Gwynn. Second and third, nobody out. That's a strike. The 2 runs are charged to McDonald. So James a little downcast, sitting in the dugout. Gwynn 0 for 3. And a strike. So he's in a hole now, 0-2. Tony looped out to third. Flied to center, grounded out to Orlando Hudson. 0 for 3, batting .263. Time. Will Venable comes out on deck. Did he? Yes, he did. Tried to hold up, couldn't do it. So young Tony goes 0 for 4. So 1 out. Pitch out of the zone. Tony couldn't hold back.
Number 25, Will Venable.
So Will Venable will now come up and bat for Webb. Venable becomes the 4th pinch hitter used by Bud Black. Alfonso struck out, Macias struck out, Gonzalez a base hit, and now Venable. Ball 1. Venable, another chip off the old block. His dad had a fine career. Max played for a long time in the big leagues. Will went to Princeton. Ball 2. Max Venable played 12 years with the Giants, the Expos, and the Reds. Now a coach in the Reds organization. Played for a couple of years in Japan, so Will went to school over there for the 3rd and 4th grades. 2 balls and no strikes. And ball 3. On deck is Everett Cabrera, who is 3 for 4. Little shortstop has 2 singles and a double, has scored twice, but has also committed 3 errors. 3-0 to Venable. Salazar and Gonzalez out there. And a strike. 3-1. So it looked like a walk in the park until the 9th inning. Dodgers still lead, but now 7-4. Foul back, 3-2. Will Venable, 26 years old, be 27 in October. Majored in anthropology at Princeton. First base open. Venable hitting .276, 9 home runs, 31 runs batted in. Foul back. See him keep that right shoulder in. As the hitters say, trying to stay on the ball. See how he got it in there? Just like pitchers sometimes open up too soon with their front shoulder, hitters do the same thing. But Will is trying to really hang in there. 3-2. And strike 3 called. Well, you can hang that shoulder in, but if the call is strike 3, you're done. So both Gwynn and Venable strike out with runners at second and third. And now here comes Cabrera. The little shortstop singled, stole second, and scored in the first inning. Doubled and scored in the third. Singled, and they left him at third in the 8th inning. And now here he is. hitting .270. High chopper to Furcal, waits for a hop, then fires and gets him. So the Dodgers get a scare, but they hang in and win the game. 7 runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Dodgers. 4